When we were brought up here, you don't know much about my background here. Mm-hmm. But this, during the time I was here, it was when proliferation of the KKK was here, White Citizens Council, Daughters of the American Revolution, all of it. And Trion, I know too much about the history of Trion. Nina can't stand Trion. I couldn't either. I'm here now. I don't, all the interviews I've done since I've been here, everybody's trying to get me to say I love Trion. I tell them straight up, I do not love Trion. I like Trion, but I don't love Trion. Because when we were here, as a black person walking on one side of the street, we had to cross the street when we saw white people coming. We had to cross that so they could come by. Yeah. When I wanted to go into Owens Pharmacy, which is no longer here, and this is a common knowledge, it's all my articles, but I have to repeat it to you.
Sure.
One of the things that brought a lot of stress, all we wanted to do as black people was just go get a milkshake. That's all, ice cream cone. We couldn't go in until the white people came out, and we wanted to sit at the counter. They had this long counter back in those days. Once they came out, then we were escorted into the last 4 or 5 seats at the end of the counter because we were black. The time that I had to correct the engagement that I had with the KKK, the 4 black KKK people who attacked this black girl on the railroad tracks, and I was coming across the railroad track in the middle of the night, and I saw these 4 white figures. It was a full moon, and I heard her scream. I sneaked up on these guys. My father taught me, if you see something that you can change, if you see something wrong, make it right. And I jumped on the back of one of them. Startled them. Now remember, I'm a thin guy. Then I was skinny. They called me string bean. Mm-hmm. But I was quick on my feet. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to whip my butt, you first have to catch me.
Sure.
Okay. But I was good at that. And I jumped on the back of one of them, startled him. That allowed him to free his hand up off the girl. It was the black girl. She could have been only 12 or 13. They were trying to rape her on the railroad tracks. 4 of them. Mm-hmm. And the thing about the KKK, to their stupidity, is I know each one of them.
Sure.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
I know who the pharmacy. I knew the mayor. I recognize their voices. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they may have seen me around. But I jumped on the back of one of them, and he freed his arm from her. And she's screaming, and she's 12 years old, and it startled the other 2 guys, and before you know it, she was running. Okay. At that point, they focused on me. Yeah. Then they grabbed me. Okay. They grabbed me, and I'm skinny, I'm thin. It's 4 of them. There could have been, I guess I was, 13, 14? Yeah. And so these are 20-year-olds, and they're stronger than I am. They grabbed me, they spread eagle on the step, on the railroad track. One of the things that they wanted to do very nastily is to castrate me. So what they did was, they had me down like this, spread eagle. My arm is going, and all this was happening in real time. So everything's going like this, you know. Mm-hmm. But on the railroad track, there's debris, there's trash, there's all kind of stuff, pipes, rocks, branches. Mm-hmm. And I'm going like this, and I'm trying to feel something. One of them says, okay, use the N-word. He says, now let's cut off his, you know what? Yeah. He took out a knife and proceeded to pull my pants down. And I said, oh no, that's not going to happen. You can beat me over the head, but you're not going to make me something that I'm not.
Right.
And all I know is I kept doing this with my right arm because my right arm is stronger than my left. It freed up, and there was something on the railroad track, and I can see it now. It was a pipe. Mm-hmm. And I swung and hit him in the head. I hit him so hard that he fell down.
Wow.
He never got back up again. That left the other 2 scrambling, trying to figure out what's going on. But at this point, I'm swinging, going all over the place. I heard her. She was gone. Mm-hmm. You know, I looked up, and then I heard her voice, and then it disappeared. So I just knew she was safe. But I never knew what happened to the one that I hit. I never saw him again, never heard of him again. I kept kicking and screaming. I finally got loose. After I hit him, I hit the other guy. And I don't want to mislead anybody.
Sure.
it was all happening so fast. I got loose somehow or another. Mm-hmm. I was beaten, I was bloody, etc. Yeah. I ran home and tried to sneak in the house. Of course, that's impossible when you have a mother around.
Absolutely.
And she saw me, and she was completely shocked by what I looked like.
Sure.
And I told her I got into a fight. I didn't tell her the truth. Mm-hmm. She told my dad, and the next day my dad walked up to me and said, okay, son, what happened? Put his hand on my shoulder. What happened? Mm-hmm. And I told him.
Yeah.
He said, good for you. That's what he said to me.
Good for you. Good for you now, too.
Yeah.
I'm saying it.
Yeah. He said, good for you.
Yeah.
What that did for my soul and my heart was it made me feel like my father's proud of me. I did something right.
Yeah.
I did what I was taught.
Sure.
And the main thing was I didn't think of myself. So to answer your question, the humbleness comes from not thinking of self. I'm selfless.
Yeah.
I'm not selfish.